Hello, this is Mark Akers, and we're talking cannabis again. And I got Phen from Big River Growers. Phen, tell us about Big River.
So Big River was started. It was an idea that came across when I was finishing up my last project out in California in the Mojave Desert. And if you know anything about the Mojave Desert, it's one of the only deserts in the world that they call the high desert because it's over 3,000 feet in altitude, but it's a desert. So you go there one day, it's 110 degrees. The other day, it's snowing. Very next day. It's crazy atmosphere out there. Well, where we built our last grow, which is a company called that was the sixth project I did. When we built that out there, there's no power out the end of the power line. We had Mike Tyson next to us in one corner. We had Stizzy around the other corner from us, and none of them were able to build their projects because they bought all this land out in California City, and there's no power. So I looked online. I found a company called LoadMax based out of Jackson, Mississippi, and they sell these giant generators that run on natural gas. So I trucked some of those bad boys in. They're 400 kilowatt generators.
Yeah.
I got a big line of them in, and to power up my whole facility, we had a 5-acre facility out there, and those guys brought them in, and we got it all working and everything. And
In the middle of the desert.
in the middle of the desert. And so then I invited those guys because they wanted to start selling more generators to the cannabis industry. So I invited those guys to come and participate in MJ BizCon in Las Vegas. So they were all for it. So they came. We had our booth there. They had their booth. And they approached me one night afterwards. They go, "Hey, would you ever think about coming to Mississippi and doing one of these projects?" I said, "I don't know if that's going to work. It's really far away." And they said, "Well, we'd definitely love to have you and love to do it. Why don't you come check it out?" And so me and my wife just had at that point, she was our daughter, California. That's her name, California.
Oh, for real?
For real.
Okay.
And she was a baby model. She was famous. She was in a lot of ads and all sorts of things.
Oh.
And she was about 1.5. And, we lived in Los Angeles, and California's changed a lot from the way that it used to be to where it is now.
I heard it's changed a little bit.
It's changed a lot. It's really gone downhill. And my wife and I are both California natives, born and raised. But we didn't want to raise our daughter there. We wanted to take her to somewhere a little more wholesome, somewhere where we get a good start for her, a good base, So that way if she messes up later in life, she at least
It's on her.
It's on her. She at least had a good base. We provided it for her. So this project started to really look really attractive. And so we came back here and we fell in love with Mississippi. We love it here now. We like it a lot.
Where'd you settle?
We settled in Fondren, which is a part of Jackson. We have a real quiet little street, and my daughter goes to school on the same street that we live on, and it's really, really great. So
There's several grows right around there too.
There
so
are
y'all can support each other.
Exactly. And it's really, it was the thing that really checked in good with me was when I started coming here, and I did a little market research before we moved here.
Yeah.
We started going out, me and my wife started going out to dinner when we'd come here and visit. We'd stay for a week, come and visit, check everything out, talk to the guys. We're working, figuring out if we could do this deal or not. And we'd go out to dinner and we'd ask people, "What do you think about cannabis?" And you'd be really surprised. 7 out of 10 people said they either like it, they're willing to try it, or they want to try it, or they're just at least very open about it. In California, it's actually the other way around. It's 3 out of 10. People think California is the weed capital of the world. Yes, it is, but it's also because we have such a large population. Okay. Remember, the whole state of Mississippi is the same population as is Orange County. Oh. One county in California is the whole state.
Okay.
So, but the acceptance and the love of cannabis in Mississippi per average person is way higher than it is in California. You just have way more people in California. So it was, for us, I was like, man, that is if I'm going to be, do another one of these projects, I want to do it where people really appreciate it and we can really benefit. So we packed up and moved cross country, just like Judd and the Clampets. Instead of going to Beverly Hills, we came the other way. We left Beverly Hills and came here. Oh. And it's been phenomenal. We have a staff in Vicksburg at our facility, about 22 strong. All of them hired from Vicksburg, from Warren County. We made a deal with the Port Commission that we would give jobs to people in Warren County that needed it, and that's been our goal. We've successfully trained all these guys all about cannabis, everything they needed to know. None of them had any real knowledge about it, and they've all in my mind, they're just some of the hardest working, genuine, honest people. We're so blessed to have them.
The people that's in this industry are pretty cool.
They absolutely are.
They really are.
And that's what we kind of flew under the radar when we came here. No one really knew about us. We didn't really participate in much when we first started because we were behind everyone else. We started later than everyone else, but we kind of quietly went about building this place and getting everything ready. And we built everything ourselves. We literally built everything ourselves. And when you come take a tour of our grow, you'll see we didn't buy anything. We made everything. That's just because we've been doing it for so long. It's the only way we know how.
So tell me about your place.
Well, we use 1,000 watt HPS. It's very old school. A lot of people like to use LED lights and all the fancy gadgets and gadgets. We don't do that. People use a special air conditioning and all the. We don't. We're very traditional. We've been doing it for a long time. Me and my guys. So that's what we're used to. We figured, why spend all that extra money on all those fancy gadgets when we wouldn't even know how to use them anyway. So we do a lot more labor. We're more labor intensive. But for us, it's worth it because that's what we've always done. My head cultivator, Leland, he lived on the mountain up in Humboldt for 10 years, on the same farm for 10 years, hiding from helicopters, hiding from cops, and then my lab guy, Andrew, same thing. He started a company called TKO Edibles. It's one of the most popular edible companies in California now. He started it way back in the day. And same thing. I mean, we've all, when we started, it was all collectives. There was no recreational. Medical was kind of medical, but you had to be part of a collective. You had to carry that paperwork I still have it. As a matter of fact, I got it out the other night. It's a packet this thick of 1,000 signatures of people that are part of your collective, and that's what kept you legal. I'd be driving around California with hundreds of pounds in my trunk. I always had a car with a big trunk for that reason. Hundreds of pounds in my trunk going to deliver to all these dispensaries to make sure that people got everything they needed. And it was a fun time. And then we went recreational in California. And when we went recreational, that's when the market really went bad. You had all these big giant corporations come in.
Did it?
They bought up everything and just crashed the market. And then when they did that, going from medical to recreational in California, a lot of people don't know. But the caveat, the governor got the votes for it and got it through Congress in California by saying that the cities could opt out. So you went from having thousands of dispensaries open, and all these cities now opted out, to 300 dispensaries open.
Oh.
And think about this. California is huge, right? The population is massive. You got 300 and something dispensaries.
For the whole state?
For the whole state.
Oh, for real?
Because
what?
I
would figure they'd have that many in the one. Oh.
So
really?
all the cities opted out. They got to opt out whenever that happened, because before they weren't allowed to opt out because it was a medical plan, so they couldn't block medicine. So when it went rec, they were now able to block all these dispensaries. So they shut almost all of them down. So now you've got a few dispensaries are being overtaxed. You're talking about 24% excise tax plus city, state, and local taxes.
Oh.
Your tax is an average of 45% out there on cannabis.
Oh no!
So do the math on that.
No.
$10 eighth, mark it up to 20, add $8 to it.
No.
Just in tax.
No.
So now you've got everyone in California running out and buying black market because they've been pushed. They can't afford to buy from them, and there's less dispensaries. And if you know anything about the traffic out there, to go 30 miles can take you 2 hours.
Oh no!
So people are going to the black market now, bigger than they ever were before, and it's all because of the legislature and the way that it was done. It was all very set for the big corporations. It wasn't looking out for the patients, looking out for the people. And so when I moved here, I vowed that everything we do and everything we do as a company will speak on the patient's behalf. We do our RSO syringes right now. We do them at cost. We sell them out to the public at cost.
Tell me what RSO syringe is.
So our RSO syringe is Rick Simpson oil. It was designed by Rick Simpson.
What's Rick Simpson oil? Tell me just briefly.
So it's a full plant extract. Basically, we take the whole plant and we extract the juice out of it. And what that does is it's a true medicine. It's not to get you high.
Is that the bud that you're extracting it out of?
Yes. We actually it's actually got a little leaf in there too.
Oh, okay.
It's more of it's a full plant extract.
So it'll have chlorophyll and everything.
Everything in it. And so then we put that in a syringe, and you're supposed to eat it. And
not something you'd want to smoke.
No, some people try it, but it's not. Like I said, if you're trying to get high, RSO is not that. RSO is a true medicine. We have it under our Big River Cares line. We sell it at cost because it's a give back. And it works. I've seen it work. It works with people with epilepsy.
I know it works.
It helps with people that shake. It helps a lot of people, and that's why we sell it at cost, because it's out of all the other stuff, all the other medicine we make, this is the real medicine that really helps people.
I've had two Parkinson patients come in here in the last week, and they both bought that, and the doctors hadn't told them about that.
Of course not.
And I can't wait to see when they come
See
back.
how they
Yeah.
feel,
I really want to know.
Yes.
I really want to know.
And so, that's, this industry in California has always been, before the big corporations came in, has always been about care. always been about collaboration. And you think about it, it was formed by collectives, which is collaboration between people. And that's how it's always been. And that's, so when we came here, me and my partners, we talked about the spirit of what we want to do is the same thing. We want to collaborate, work with people. There's been several growers that have contacted us. We've provided clones to them, given them to them. We've helped several dispensary owners with metric issues. We go out and we're trying to bring everyone together. And it's, if we don't take care of the market, who's going to? And if we don't make it better for ourselves, this thing fails. It's all on us because we had the opportunity to make it good. And everyone's saying, oh, well, the legislature doesn't want to help us. This person doesn't want to help us. That person doesn't want to help us. You know what I've learned in life? The only person that's going to help you is yourself.
Yeah, I'm thankful for what we got. Yeah.
Exactly. And if we want to change this market and make it go, then we've all got to participate together and help each other make it go.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what we're all about.
So tell me about what else you got. You got those RSO syringes. What else y'all sell?
So we've got a lot of extracts. Our extracts are really popular in the market right now, so much so that our lab's running 24 hours a day just to keep up with the demand. Most of the products that are coming out of the lab are sold before they come out.
What's coming out of there?
So our live resin carts are a big hit. We've had our standard 6 flavors, but we got 4 new flavors coming out over the next couple months. This week we'll have Jack Herrera and Ghost Train Haze, and Ghost Train Haze is a really famous strain that people have been looking for. That one will be coming out. And then
now, when you say flavors, do you put any flavors in your extract?
So it's all natural terpenes that are used in it. That's
add terpenes.
That's what flavors. That's what flavors everything is the natural terpenes. We use a very, very high quality botanical terpene, so it's all natural. We've got a very good source for them out in California that we've been using for years and years that we trust. And then the next 2 that are going to come out after that is Wedding Cake and Skywalker OG. So that'll round us out to about 10.
With your cartridges, vape cartridges.
10 of the live resin carts. And then the live resin diamonds came out. It's crushed diamonds in a terp sauce. So it's THCA diamonds floating in a terp sauce. And those things sold out in 3 days. We had no idea. I didn't know.
Is it a dry product?
It's a dry and a wet product. The terp sauce is wet and the diamonds are dry.
How does it come?
It comes in a little 1 gram 1 gram glass
you
container.
Dip it out?
Yeah, you dip it out, and you could either take some and put it into a joint, but it's better if you can put it on a dab rig.
Okay.
It works a lot better that way. The flavors on it are amazing. And when you open the jar, it actually makes your mouth water because it smells so sweet. It's pretty awesome.
I'm gonna do a video on dabs.
Oh yeah, you definitely need to.
I'm going.
And when you try those, everyone's telling me they love them. I actually haven't even got to try them. I meant to get one from our dispensary, but I went over there a couple days later, and our dispensary had sold out of them even. Yeah. And it's so funny because I was thinking this would be an item that wouldn't move so fast because it's a higher end dab item, and I didn't know how many people dab in Mississippi, but apparently a lot of them do because they sold out in 3 days. We even actually got some in Southern Skies dispensary, which I didn't think they would ever carry any of our products, but they brought it in. And they sold out of it in a couple days. I was really surprised.
All right, we got diamonds and cartridges. What else y'all do?
We have dab syringes, which are really popular. People like those because they can use them with a dab rig, or they can put them on their flower, put them in a joint.
You can eat them too?
No.
Not those?
No, they're not activated. Like the RSO you want to eat, but those are not activated.
The dab syringes, don't eat them.
Yeah, don't eat them. We've had some people eat them.
How are they extracted? Is that a BHO?
Yeah, it's a BHO.
Oh, you don't eat a BHO ever?
No. We've had people eating them, and we're like, don't eat those.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we started putting stickers on them now that say do not eat.
Okay. BHOs can poison you.
That is absolutely correct. We get all the BHO out. We get all the butane out of it. There's a point.
It won't hurt you to dab it at all.
No. And we've had people eat them and they're fine, but but they're wasting their money basically because they're not going to get much out of it. And then we've got a brand new topical coming out soon. Cocanut oil is what we call it. We've made it in California before. It's a good one. It's 1,000 milligram. 1,000 milligram with a dropper.
Oh, is it 60 mil?
60 mil, yeah.
60 mil, so that'd be like 16.3 mils each dropper, probably.
Yeah,
16.6. A lot.
Yeah, it's a fun
1.5 gummy.
It's a good one. And then we've got our boomsticks, which obviously we had no idea they'd take off so well.
Well, tell me what that is.
So that is a 0.5 gram pre-roll, and they're all strain specific. So we've got an energy one, which is a sativa. Obviously, we've got a Sleep, which is an indica, and then we've got a hybrid, which is our relax, and then they're coated in live resin and covered in keef. And they have the sleep ones have CBN crystals on the outside of them. The energy ones have CBG, and then the relax ones just have a regular CBD crystal.
So what
on
does
it.
that CBN do?
So the CBN makes you really sleepy.
Okay.
CBN is we try to use CBN and CBG rather than CBD most of the time in our products because CBG fights THC.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people are using it as a filler. It's not a good filler to use. So it's better to use a CBG or CBN depending on which way you want that product to go. So that's why we kind of direct it either way. And then last, I think the newest product we have coming out, which should probably hit stores next week, will be batter. We've got fresh frozen batter, which is smells really nice. I haven't tried it yet, but it should be really, really good. It's in testing now with Steep Hill, so we should have that back soon.
And not to mention, you have some pretty good flour too, mochi, and then
People's
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is a good one. We've got a lot of new flour coming out. Our Tropicana Cherry just won Best Sativa in the state at the Sippy Cup. We're really surprised because we didn't expect to win on our flour. It's our extracts that are people are going crazy over, but it was a big hit. And then our gelato finished third in the indica category, which we're really surprised about.
That's pretty good.
And it's an old school strain. And we've got a lot of new strains coming out. I think one of the really exciting ones is the Cutthroat Diesel. It has pink hairs on it. I've never seen a flower with pink hairs. It's really, really cool. And we've got a lot of really cool ones coming out that our cultivator Leland has gotten all these seeds that he's saved for years and years and years through his travels. And, Leland, a lot of people don't know him because he's not a household name, but he's worked with all of these really famous growers for all these years and formed really good relationships with them. And so they share seeds with him. It's funny. He'll show me a text. He's like, "Hey, look, Cap from Cap Junkie sending me some seeds." And sure enough, in the mail, he gets a big package from Cap of, some really private reserve seeds and stuff like that. So it's really cool that, he's been around. And I think it's just because Leland's such a genuine, honest guy that, people really like him, that he's been able to build these relationships. So he's sharing that stuff with, everyone else. And we will not raise our prices. Our prices will stay where they are. And we won't lower them either. We'll keep them fair, because we want the market to do well. So we'll keep them fair, but no matter how rare the strain is, we're going to give everyone, whoever wants it can have it. There's no limit. There's no charging more for anything. And everyone will always get a fair and same price that we give to everyone else.
Well, you've been good to me, and I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you, man.
Thanks for coming in and talking to me.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
Thanks. If you got any questions, send them to me, or if you got anything you want me to talk about, you send it to me in a private message and we'll get it answered. Thanks.